Ladies, if you're thinking about going natural, honey, you want to watch this video first. Why? I am sharing my updated hair routine, everything that I've done and the mistakes, so you won't have to, and you'll get to see results faster, longer length, and manageability that us 4C hair girlies could only dream about. And you want to keep watching, because towards the end I'm going to share something with you that's going to make your journey a lot easier. So keep watching. Hello, welcome to the channel. This is Trina Clavin, your 4C hair transformation coach. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are a subscriber, welcome back. I'm so glad you guys are here. And I know it's been a minute since I've been on YouTube, but your girl has been working. I've been working really hard. I always prepare for the next year in the fourth quarter. And that's exactly what I've been doing, not just for myself personally, but for the channel and for the value that I want to give to us 4C, type 4C hair ladies, to love our hair, to see growth, manageability a lot easier. And that's why I wanted to start this off with my updated hair journey. Right, so I'm gonna start it off with my picture. When the last time I went home, I found one of my baby pictures, and so I just had to show you how she started with my little puffs, with my little afro puffs. That is how your girl started, and then I repeated that in my hair journey, but we passed that now, right? So all of you that have not been on my channel, if you didn't know, my hair journey actually started in November of 2019, and there's actually 3 reasons on why I decided to go natural. Number 1, perms just no longer were taking on my hair. Why that happened, I have no idea, but it just wasn't taking. I wasn't getting that silky, silk press look after a perm. And then I decided, because by this time I had gone full menopause in 2016. I used to be a figure competitor, and I didn't realize it at the time, but I had gone full menopause. And so about 2 years in is when I started to feel the effects of it, right? So by 2019, not only was my hair not taking the perms, but I started to see hair loss. I noticed my weight was gaining, energy level was low. And I decided, because I was depressed about it, because all the things that I did to keep my weight intact was not working. They wasn't working, so I had to figure all of that out again, and I'm still in the process of doing that. But I decided to make myself feel a little better, I permed my hair one more time, and then I decided to diet 2 weeks apart. Never do that. Right? Not only did it damage my hair, but my hair looked just like this. Wow, when I look in the mirror, my gray halo reminds me, girl, you're 60. Well, I don't feel 60. I don't move like I'm 60, and I don't want to look 60. So I decided to give the Polar Hair Dye Shampoo a try. I really wanted to know if it would work on my 4C natural hair. It claims to cover my stubborn grays in 10 minutes, and it's loaded with plant extracts. Well, I do love that. So I decided to take advantage of their 30-day money-back guarantee to see for myself. Now, the application process, it is a little different for us 4C hair girlies. Okay, ladies, I am on the last section. And I must tell you, I did not expect this amount of hydration, slip, and the curl definition is absolutely unbelievable. Right? Look at that. Oh my God. You can see just how hydrated my hair is. Look at that. I'm shocked. I am shocked. What an understatement, because I truly didn't expect all of that, but I'm so glad I gave it a try. Look at that. Not a gray hair in sight, honey. Ladies, if you're not ready to embrace the gray, scan the QR code, or you can click the link in the description box and get an additional 5% discount off your entire purchase and take advantage of their 30-day money-back guarantee. I promise you will not regret it. It was totally damaged. And so a perm plus the box dye, you guessed it, equaled the big chop. So I ended up doing the big chop in December of 2019. And trying to figure out my hair. I really didn't even know how to style my hair because I had been wearing wigs a lot, right? Not really dealing with my hair. And then come 2020. And you guessed it, the big C. Stress level through the roof, just like everybody on the planet dealing with the lockdown, right? Well, needless to say, during 2020 through 2021, I didn't see much growth in my hair, hardly at all. And I was so frustrated. I was using YouTube to try to figure out which products that I'm using, where am I going wrong. And I knew nutrition had a lot to do with it. Nutrition had a lot to do with everything, actually, when it comes to your health. But I knew it couldn't have been my nutrition because I've been a health fanatic for decades, right? And so I got on the internet trying to figure out what could possibly cause it. Well, after menopause, I found out that your acid level in your stomach decreases, and with low acid level, you can't absorb the iron, which your hair needs the iron to bring in the blood flow and the nutrients, right? And the chronic stress. So low iron, low stomach acid, and chronic stress, I didn't have a lot of growth during that time. And so I had to get my digestive system corrected, and I did that naturally. And that's when I started to see some growth. And here's some pictures. I finally reached shoulder length in 2022. Now the good news about all of that, of me doing the research and really dialing in on my routine, I discovered that my hair loved coconut oil. I learned that I was high porosity. I learned that I have medium size strands. And so all of that helped me to get better and better with my hair routine and saving money too, you know, choosing the products that I know that my hair loves. So that took some trial and errors and different things that I had to do to keep my hair happy, right? And to make the efforts a lot easier. So I'm going to show you some pictures. Now the whole time I really wasn't styling my hair as much because I'm gonna be totally honest and transparent. I didn't know how to do my hair. I had forgotten because I wore wigs and braids for a long time, especially having a fitness lifestyle. But I did a lot of protective styles, and you can see that here. So I decided to bring my hair journey onto YouTube in 2023. Now it took me a while. I created the account. So I was getting the equipment and all the things that I needed, but I started with the low to no hair manipulation challenge. Now, before I bought it onto YouTube, I was already on the challenge for 6 months. So I bought it 6 months in. So for me, it was 12 months, but for YouTube, it was 6 months. And I'll have a link to that video in the show notes if you want to take a look at it. Now, the benefit of doing that, to be honest with you, throughout even to today, I saw my most growth during that low to no manipulation challenge, because as I understand how to deal with type 4 hair, because I wasn't manipulating it. I was keeping my hair, my scalp happy. I was taking care of my ends. I wasn't causing breakage every time I was into my hair. So I saw most growth during that stage, and I started doing things a little different. That's when I switched over to a filtered shower, and I was able to use less products. I mean, it made a lot difference in the finances, decreasing the amount of products that I had to use and keeping the shower running because my hair kept needing to be re-moisturized because I have high porosity hair. So just a little bit of small things that I did that made a difference. And then come 2024. That's when I decided to do the menopausal hair loss regrowth challenge. Now in that challenge, there's a lot of protective styles that I did, and I got my notes here and I want to share with you some of the things that I actually did during that challenge. Now if you didn't see that video, I'm gonna have links to that in the description box, and you can take a look at that as I get this together. It was a number of Ayurvedic products that I used in there. Now, what I discovered and saw my hair transform in terms of strength, and I'm gonna be transparent with you, some of those Ayurvedic products did loosen my curl slightly, not so much to where I don't consider myself a 4C girly, but it caused my hair to be a lot more manageable. And then in the process of that, I was learning how to finger detangle. I mean, between finger detangling and having my hair strands so much more stronger, man, my wash days, it decreased my wash days. Right now it takes me about an hour. I would say at the max an hour and a half, depending upon if I'm doing some type of special treatment, whether it's an Ayurvedic treatment or a protein treatment or something of that sort. That's the maximum, which was totally different from when I first started my hair journey. And I'm gonna put some videos in there because I have videos about how to retain length. If you haven't seen those videos, I'll put that in the show notes as well. Learning how to become a finger detangling ninja. And if you type 4, you definitely want to learn how to do that. Trust me on that. And then I went through a whole lot of hairstyles that I was doing, protective styles, some with wraps, some with wigs. And it was just a wonderful time to be able to see the strength of my hair increase and improve, because with that I'm able to hold on to a lot more length and less breakage. And a lot of the Ayurvedic products also prevent shedding. It was able to keep your hair into the anagen stage a lot longer, right? So in 2025, that's when we dialed in on the diet. I created the playlist, Recipes for Massive Hair Growth, where we grow hair one bite at a time, one recipe at a time. And if you haven't seen those, and I will be making more videos on that, it's just that I got a lot on my plate, but I'm going to be doing more of those as we progress through 2026. So if you haven't seen those videos, I'll put a link to that playlist and you can catch up on some of those. And share some of your recipes too that you use for massive hair growth. And then some of the things that I've done is just keeping your hair moisturized. That's another focus that I've done in 2025, is keeping your hair moisturized, because I remember growing up when, I don't know all you know about the Jerry curl. They called it, it's the same thing, I forget what they call it now, but my hair grew the longest. It was just a little past shoulder length. And now that I know what I know about hair, I realize now why my hair grew to that length. It was because my hair stayed moisturized all the time, because that was the whole deal. It had a lot of glycerin in there, and the we call it curl juice. Back in the day, we called it Jerry curl juice because it kept your hair juicy, and you definitely didn't want to sit on somebody's couch that had a material couch where they couldn't get it out and you leave the stain. Yeah, that was a problem. But for 2025, that's what I focused on, is retaining length, dialing in on the diet, because what I had to do with the diet being menopausal is to remove all processed foods. I went total organic. And then that has helped a whole lot with the nutrition level, with my energy level, balancing my hormones, all of those things. And because that does impact your hair, especially after menopause, right? Now, some of the things that I've done, everything that I've done, I have a free download for you all. And it is how I transform my 4C hair checklist. These, all the little bitty things that I've done throughout my journey. It's a free link. And what I did was on my website, all the things that I provide to you all as a free downloadable, I create a page just for those. And so you just have to create a free account. And you'll get access to all of those. So on my YouTube channel, anything that I tell you that is free, you just go there, click it, share it with people if you like, share it with your family, because it'll definitely help you make this journey a lot more fun, right? And for you to love your hair again. And that's just so important, because I know that in one of my length retention videos, I was telling you about keeping your hair stretched. We talked about the Rev Air. Now, I'll never forget this. How I got the money to go do it, I gave plasma. And I remember walking in there, and there was this lady, black lady, beautiful lady with some 4C hair. And I could tell that she had a twist out that was maybe like 3 days old, because it was big, and I absolutely loved it. It was absolutely gorgeous. I went over to her. I was like, girl, your hair is so beautiful. And I asked her, I said, what product? She said, and before I could even finish asking her, she said, oh my God, I hate my hair. I was like, girl, you what? She said, I hate my hair. I hate doing my hair. I was like, girl, you just need to learn what your hair loves and learn how to do it. And so what I did, I showed her a few of the influencers that have our 4C hair that I followed when I was in the beginning of my journey, and seeing where they are on their channel. I said, girl, because I don't know if you know anything about this software called vidIQ that partners with YouTube. If you're on their channel, you can see the AdSense revenues that they're making. And this, two of the ladies was making about $5,000 a month with their videos with this 4C hair that she couldn't stand. And you could, her face, the look on her face when I showed her that, it was priceless. I told her, I said, don't believe the hype of people talking about your hair. Your hair is beautiful, and it takes a little work. Don't get me wrong, it takes some work, but it is so worth it. The incredible things that we can do with our 4C hair is just chef kiss. So with that, I mentioned to you earlier, don't forget to click and get your download for this, totally free. And I mentioned to you earlier that I've been preparing for 2026. I created something that I wished I could have had when I started my journey. But you don't know what you don't know until you start doing something, right? And so I created my own hair journey journal to provide it to you guys as well. If you like to learn your hair a lot faster, stop spending money on products that your hair don't like, it's called Type 4 Natural Hair Journey and Planner. It's your 12-month hair transformational journey by your coach, Trina Claiborne. It is now available on Amazon, but this is more than just a hair journal. Now, I know you can't see it here, so I'm going to insert some pictures so that you can see everything that it has. So it's got some educational aspects to it. First of all, it's going to share you hair products and definitions that you should know. What you should know about hair products, ingredients, what to look for. Also ingredients that work best on your 4C type hair, on your type 4 hair. Now, these are not just the list of ingredients, but these tell you what these ingredients actually do to your hair, right? So if you're figuring out something that's going wrong with your hair, you can look at this book and see what products that may fix that for you, right? And then Those on the fourth chapter is what you can do to grow your hair faster and longer. There's 3 different things that you can do, and you'll also be able to do your before and after photos. You'll be able to make your monthly hair goals. You can do a length check, the thickness, whatever else you want to check, and then you do a hair assessment. What did you experience with your hair for that month based upon your efforts? You get to assess your protective styles, whether it's a 3-strand braid, 2-strand braids, cornrows, lace fronts, wigs, hats, head wraps, or other, whatever it is that you're using. You get to set up a plan of action for your protective styling, and then of course your wash day routines. So every product, every stage of your wash routine, you get to review those products, whether it's pre-poos, shampoos, conditioners, leave-in conditioners, hair treatments, whatever it is that you use. And then one of the most important things is learning your moisture cycle. Now I put this on here so that you can review the products. And if you saw that video about the moisturization masterclass, it talks about as the season changes, your products may need to change depending upon where you live, right? And so you get to record all of that in your book, in your journal. And then is what you learn about your moisture cycle. Do you need to do LOC or the LCO? And length retention checklist is always in there. And then what your pledge is to retain your length. What it is that you're going to start doing to retain length. That'll be a pledge to yourself, because do know your hair is always growing or trying to grow. It's just that there's some activities that you can do to help maintain all of that growth that you work so hard for, right? And then finally, a prayer journal. Now, I don't know about you, and some of you may not be in the faith, but I think it's important to not only pray over other things in your life, but also your hair. And that's what this is. This is a prayer journal, and it's based off John 14:13-14, where it says, "And whatever you ask in my name, that I will do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If you ask anything in my name, I will do." And that includes the hairs on your head, right? So it's personalized. This journal not only give you scriptures to stand on, but a promise to yourself. And I'll put some photos in here just so you can see this a little bit better. But it's got the scriptures that the Father petition promises. And so what does God promise when one of his children decide to pray to him, right? What are those promises? Then there's some scriptures that you can stand on in faith. Scriptures you can stand on in healing, in finance, in the unity of the family, right? And then for the journal, these are the things that you've captured. Of course, the date that you prayed, the time, and the itemized things that you're actually praying for, and the scriptures that you're standing on. What are the supporting scriptures for the prayers that you're praying to the Father? And then, of course, there's always a plan of action, because our interaction with the Father is that he has a part and you have a part. He can't do your part and you can't do his part. So what are the plan of actions? And then the daily declaration, you have to change your language. You have to speak what you're looking for and not your current circumstances. So what are your daily declaration? And then finally, the date the prayers manifest in your life. So you get 50 prayer journals in this book, right? So links to those, they are available on Amazon, so you can take a look and see if that's something that you want to get started with, getting in preparation for 2026. I know I am. I got some big things in the pipe, not just for this channel, but for myself personally, so that I can bring more products, more content for you to help make this type 4 hair journey joyful, easier. Oh my God. So if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, ring the bell so that you will not miss another video post, and share with me in the comment some of the things, the little bitty things that you've done within your hair journey that you saw huge differences that made life a whole lot easier, made you love having a wash day, So I pray that you found some nuggets in this video, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. And be blessed. Mwah.